Hey, it's Chrissy from Color Addict. I wanted to walk through our Sales Projections Workbook and teach you how you can use this workbook on a quarterly, monthly, and even revisiting on a weekly basis to make sure that you hit your sales goals, okay? As an entrepreneur, it is not optional. You should know your numbers, and this is the way to do it. It's taken me 2 to 3 years, almost 3 years, to develop this spreadsheet, and I know you're going to love it. So we recorded this quick video so that you can know how to use it. All right, so we're gonna hop right in here. I'm not gonna go over this, but just understand if you've purchased this product, make sure you don't share it with anyone. You can direct them to our page. We also have affiliate links if you're interested in becoming one of our affiliates. All right, so first and foremost, when we're trying to understand our numbers, we want to understand our personal expenses. If you already know this, if you already have a personal budget, you can simply just put it right here and it'll overwrite it. But definitely make sure you enter this number on this spreadsheet because it's going to feed the rest of the document. Okay, everything's linked up where everything's hands off. You should know in any of our products that are built on Google Sheets, you only edit the gray values. Okay, it's super important to note that. So you're gonna come in here and update all of these numbers. I've got just a base number in here for the template. But you wanna make sure you update all of these numbers, okay? And of course you can change these titles and stuff if you want to, but the numbers are most important. So once you have calculated your personal expenses, you want to make sure that you calculate your business expenses. So again, you're going to put in all of the numbers and make sure you use, this is the number one thing that has to be accurate. I really encourage you, regardless of what stage you're at in your business, to audit your business expenses, because sometimes we sign up for free trials or we use software, but then we don't necessarily actually use the software. Like something might work for us for just a moment and then we don't cancel that. So make sure, this goes on the personal side as well, make sure you go and look at those business expenses and put everything here. I don't necessarily need you to do the personal expense, but make sure that you use the business expenses, okay? Now, this is the most important document here. This is how you calculate your profit first numbers. Now, as an entrepreneur, most people, when I ask them what is their sales goal, they give me this number here, which is not accurate. So what you want to take home is not your sales goal. Let me say that a little bit differently. Let's say you want to make 10K a month. You want 10K in your pocket per month. Obviously, your sales goal should not be 10K then. We need to include business expenses because it takes money to run the business. We also need to include profit and taxes, right? As an entrepreneur, you're going to pay your taxes, whether you do that on quarterly, consult with your accountant, but you need to make sure that you're factoring these numbers into your sales goal. All right, so based off of the previous spreadsheets, we've got our personal expenses and business expenses. And one thing I just want to show you, these numbers, again, are automatically being updated. So if you see I added that 200, you don't need to update these, but you definitely can just come right here if you choose to. These are gray because they are optional if you want to change them, okay? So here, you're gonna get your tax percentage from your accountant. You can just say kind of what tax bracket do I fall in? Can you give me a range or a percentage? You can put an estimate in here. I always start with 20 with all of my clients. Then here you want to do your profit amount. Now your profit, I want you to think of it as like an emergency fund or even a savings account for your business. Doesn't have to be for emergencies. So when you plan to grow, when you plan to scale, you have money kind of sitting in an account where you're able to do that. Okay. So just consider that if you are paid appropriately, your business expenses are paid appropriately, your taxes are taken care of, what do you want laid or left over? Okay. So that's just a percentage that we put in there. Okay. Now, based off of the numbers you put in here, these numbers will automatically calculate. So we've got your monthly goal, your weekly goal, and your annual goal. Okay, and we'll use these in the future sheets to help you figure out exactly what it's going to take. This product is really amazing, guys. I think you're going to love it. I use it every single quarter and I revisit it monthly. Okay. So these profit first percentages, don't worry about this part right now. We'll go over that at the end where we're using these numbers. Okay. So we're going to move on to step 4. This is the sales breakdown. Now this right here is the clarity you need in your business. So let's say we're going for that 13,600. we need to figure out what our products and services are. So if you don't know what your products and services are, pause right here. You need to build those offers. There is a spreadsheet in here where you can kind of use this as a template, but I definitely recommend you taking some time to build those offers. If you need help, I can definitely help. Just book a consultation call with me, or you can even book a strategy session and we can do all of your products together, products and services. So let's just put in some fake ones for now. So we're going to do let's do a workshop. Maybe we'll have some t-shirts. I'm just going to do a mix of products and services. Okay. And then we're going to do let's do some coaching. Okay. So our workshop, let's say it is $199. Okay, capacity means how many people can you handle. So think about this. This is by month. Okay, so it's important to note this is on a monthly basis. So let's say we want just 20 people in our workshop. Obviously, let's decrease the price of our workshop because we've blown our sales goal out of the water. So let's say we want our workshop to be $297. All right, let's give us some wiggle room. We're selling t-shirts for $40 a piece. We want to sell 100 t-shirts. And then we're offering, so the goal of the workshop is to get you into some one-on-one coaching. Let's go ahead and put one-on-one on here just so people know. And our purpose of this is to upgrade or upsell. Okay, so let's do 1,100. And we only have a capacity to do, let's say, 3 clients. All right, so we still haven't hit our sales goal. We still got $360, so we can choose to create another product or service. I don't recommend. Or what you can do is increase the product price. So let's make our t-shirts $45. Let's increase by $5. Boom. We can probably even increase a little less than that. Let's see, 43. Oh, 44. Oh, see how fun this is? So now we can kind of play around with our numbers a little bit and hit our goals, right? Or maybe we could have just sold a couple more shirts as well in order to it. But this gives you clarity and direction in your business so that you are able to make decisions, right? So I have a couple extra fields on here. This is for you. Depending on the business. If you have multiple businesses, I definitely recommend doing this for each of your businesses so it doesn't get too muddy. And then creating maybe a mass one for all of your products and services. I can help you with that. Again, you can schedule a strategy call with me. Okay. Now, this current item, let's just say that you already have a certain amount of clients in. This is really helpful for you to figure out what you need. And so let's say you already have 6 people sign up for the workshop and you already have, you've already sold 20 shirts, or maybe it's a subscription based thing, right? So your one-on-one clients, you've already got one that's paying you on a monthly basis. You don't need to worry about that. So this kind of tells you what you need. I recommend putting this on like a board. I have a huge sales board. I've got sales numbers above my head, constantly focusing on the sales and the revenue generating activities in my business. Okay, so let's move on. So we're at step 5. Now this is where it gets fun. So we've got our annual sales goal and we've got our average offer price that we pull from this document here. So this is taking the average of all of your products and services and it's giving it here. So if someone tells you what's your average offer price or your average product price or average service price, you now know it. Okay, the spreadsheet is giving you all of your numbers. So let's go back here. Now what we do here is super fun, but a little complex. So all you need to worry about is updating your conversion rates over time once you know them. So if you are just getting started with this, chances are you have no idea what your conversion rates are. If you've been tracking it, kudos to you. Okay. You definitely want to start building that visibility. What that looks like, I'll just show you guys real quick of an example. So we track our conversion rate on a weekly and monthly basis. And so you can see our conversion rates for our different sales funnels. You can also see kind of an overview as well. Okay. And we keep those up to date. So I'm able to actually put in the actual conversion rates for each of these numbers and not use the 10%. Use 10% as a base for now, just for, example purposes. But if you feel like you're a little bit better, if you're a great closer, feel free to increase that. Okay. Now, what this document tells you, this is really fun. So what this document tells you is if you want to make your monthly sales goal, you've got to connect with or contact at least 2,831 new leads or new people. And it can be existing as well. So a connect is just contacting someone, following up with someone. That still counts as a connect. If you have no idea about sales language and what this entails, definitely set up a one-on-one with me or attend one of our workshops. You can visit our workshops at coloraddict.com/workshops. All right, so this is saying we got to connect with about 2,800 people. Based off of that, 10% will convert, so that's 283. Let's talk about what a conversion opportunity is. So a conversion opportunity can be, you have to define it. It depends on your sales funnel. So it can be landing on a specific page. It can be a discovery call. It can really be a number of things. So you have to kind of decide what that is for you. But what I recommend is just kind of at least having an idea. If not, we'll talk about lead generation plans or attraction plans in just a second. But at least you have some guidelines to kind of go by. And then this here is closed products or projects or products sold. This is the number of sales it's going to take you. So this is saying if you make 28 sales per month using your average offer price, you'll be able to hit your goal. Okay. And I've used these numbers to help me grow my business. They definitely work as a guideline. So you want to come back here. That's why I said I do it every quarter and I revisit monthly. You want to come back here and check the math. Okay. And tweak this as it is for you. But it serves as just a guideline for you to move through your business from a sales perspective. Okay. So this right here is for an example only of what this kind of could look like. But if you want to build a specific one for you, again, I showed you that weekly reporting or that CEO dashboard. If you want to build something like that, I definitely recommend getting some strategy services with us. Otherwise, just use this kind of as a template. You can put the number in here and know it is a base because obviously each of these things are going to have different conversion rates, and this is just using 10% for everything, so it's not going to be 100% accurate. But this is basically saying if I get 334 people to register for my webinar, these are the goals. So I need to get 77 per week and 11 per day. Okay, so it's just breaking that number down. One thing to note on this spreadsheet, now this might look a little funny to you, but this is really, really important. This is one of the things that I've learned and tweaked this spreadsheet over time. Our weeks are 52 weeks. There are some months with obviously 5 weeks. So the way we account for that, instead of dividing the month by 4, we divide the total year by 52. So hopefully that makes sense. Just know these numbers are for a week by week basis so that you don't come up short. What I used to do is I used to use just the divide by 4 and I will always come up short, and that was why. So we want to make sure that this is as accurate as possible. And again, same thing for the days. We're not doing just work days because we don't know your schedule. Some people work 2 days a week. Some people work every single day. So we are dividing this by 7 just to be safe, but make sure you adjust based on when you work. Okay. Moving on to the next sheet. So once you have this kind of plan, you know what to do now. So the last 2 sheets are really optional. So this is, again, if you don't know what your products and services are or you're having issues with pricing, this is an example of a price builder. We do have a much more detailed and streamlined price calculator. I'll show a quick preview of it here. This is kind of what it looks like. This is released in our store. If you're interested, definitely feel free to check it out. We do have this version as well as a freebie. If you want to share it with others, definitely feel free to do that. But this right here is a much more verbose, where you can do labor markup, profit markup, print markup, whatever you want to do in your business. This is a much more detailed. You can have all of the people who work for you, their hours in here, calculate everything. Okay. So that is something completely different, another product. So definitely make sure you watch our store for when that's updated. All right. So on this sheet, one thing to note here, this is if, let's say if we didn't already have that, let's say the one-on-one coaching, let's use that as an example. If we didn't already have that, we would build that here and price that out. So this is just saying it takes raw materials. You, of course, know what goes into actually producing your product or service. So this is really up to you. One thing to note here is this overhead. So this overhead here is calculated using these numbers that come from other parts of the spreadsheet. But I want to teach you how to calculate overhead. Overhead is essentially all of your business expenses divided by the number of orders that are needed for your business. And so this is essentially kind of giving every customer that works with you, it's kind of giving them it's giving them kind of a fee. So it's basically saying you're going to pay for this amount of my business expenses, and this is what it's like, the cost of doing business. Essentially, it's that kind of fee, if you can think about it that way. So this is being pulled in from other parts of the spreadsheet, so there's no reason for you to update this here. But I want to teach you at least how to calculate it and what it is. So then this right here is your profit margin. You can choose however profitable you want to be. I recommend at least a 30 to 40 range. The higher, of course, the better. Okay. And then one thing that I haven't seen on anyone else's price calculator is merchant fees. As an online business, if you're selling services online, or even if you aren't today, but you want to, you need to, well, even in the store, you still pay merchant fees. Everyone pays merchant fees. So you need to include them in the price rather than doing little weird things like charging your clients a convenience fee. It's just 3%, so automatically added in the price. So this is saying if your merchant fees are 3%, sometimes people have less or more. This is what you'll be charged. Therefore, let's go ahead and include it right in the price, which is $13.26, which is actually pretty close to our one-on-one coaching package. All right, so this last document is super helpful. This is something for you to use after the sales collected, but I included as part of this because it's very, very helpful. So let's just say at the end of the month, you made your sales goal. Congratulations, right? So you've made $14,256. Based on your profit first percentages, which are right here, this is saying exactly how much, this is saying exactly how much you need to pay yourself. So let's go here. And so this is saying out of that 14K, your profit account. So you should have a minimum of 4 accounts for your business, or some way to save money and put money in different places in your business. But out of that, your profit account gets $712. Your owner's pay, that's what you get based off of, again, your profit percentages. Your tax account gets this amount, and your business expenses get this amount. So this is, again, a very detailed way for you. The last two are kind of optional for you to use if you need, but I definitely recommend you going through steps 1 through 5 to calculate your numbers and know your numbers on a monthly basis. Every single month, you should know exactly how much you want to make, what it's going to take to make it, and the steps that you'll need to do, any products and services that you'll need to roll out as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. You can also email us at hello@coloraddict.com, and we will be glad to answer any questions. Have a great day.